it's Open Social Thoughts. Today I'm going to be reviewing Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners. Denis Villeneuve is a French-Canadian director who is also an Oscar-nominated director for his film Incendies. He also directed Polytechnic and Maelstrom. Prisoners is his first American-produced film surprisingly, with Mark Wahlberg as one of its producers. I can easily say that Prisoners, starring Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Maria Bello, Terrence Howard, Viola Davis, and Paul Dano, is one of the best films of 2013, hands down. With its daunting premise and knit-tight screenplay provided by Aaron Guzikowski, it tells one of the most hauntingly good stories of how a person can become unhinged when losing a loved one and how far they are willing to go to seek justice. If you haven't seen the trailer already, definitely go and watch it. I'm not going to explain anything about the premise. I'm just going to jump right in. The more I think about this film, the more incredible it becomes. But then again, the more I think about it, the more questions that arises. Not only does the film kind of challenge your own standpoint on what is ethical, but also, like people say, it is a meditation on violence, as you kind of witness Keller Dover, played by Hugh Jackman, kind of push the boundary of what is right and what is wrong. And in no way does this film promote violence as a method of solving these crimes, as you can kind of tell that Keller Dover might not win, or may not win in the end with his kind of behavior, but it is definitely, there is such contemplation that goes around this theme and this method, and it is not an easy movie to watch. The violence is real and it is torturous, and I did not even think this film could be part of the Oscar race, but after watching it, it could definitely be a big contender. I've never seen Hugh Jackman play this kind of character. Yes, he is huffing and puffing like he usually does in his Wolverine roles, but there is such emotional resonance in this film, and you could really see, feel, and you're just completely engrossed in his desperation, his delusion, and you could just see it in his eyes as we see a father in complete emotional turmoil when he loses his daughter, and it is so incredible. And like Hugh Jackman, there's Jake Gyllenhaal with his calm yet fierce demeanor as Detective Loki, who is completely haunted and troubled by this case. He's won every case, or he's solved every case thus far, but this is the one that really truly matters, and it kind of shows both sides of the emotional side of the problem when you're faced with a missing child, the parents and then the detective. There is no right or wrong answer. They're both doing the best they can, and you kind of see them face to face. He's even down to his eye twitches and tics or whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal embraces Detective Loki's role to the fullest, and you could see it. He's so raw and real, and I've never seen Jake Gyllenhaal this good since, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe Donnie Darko. And then we see Paul Dano. Holy crap! His role will leave you be contemplating for days after. This is kind of a spoiler alert, but his character is so complex and so rich. I don't know if he was actually dumb or playing dumb, and we may never know, considering how tormented he is as this person, or this child who is tortured by his aunt, played by the unrecognizable Melissa Leo. Holy crap. And honestly, Paul Dano is one of the characters, is just so complex and so rich in character. We could probably talk about it for days, and this cast in general is just amazing, so stellar, down to Viola Davis, to Terrence Howard, to Maria Bello. Oh my god, I hope they get nominated. The film is 2.5 hours long, and it sometimes feels even longer, and there's this dread that is drenched in it because it kind of drags, and you can take that as, plot flaws or just flaws in general with the editing or whatever, but I think it is so necessary to the film, as it creates that dread and that kind of exhaustive feeling of being in this kind of situation, and that's what Villeneuve is so good at. He sets these pieces into the story, and it is only hours after you see the film that it all magically comes together, and it kind of makes you realize and presents this idea of what it really feels like to be emotionally, physically, mentally affected by being imprisoned from all aspects. I mean, they do a 360 and it's so freaking good. You know, Villeneuve is not one to shy away from facing your biggest fears, and he loves putting his audience through the gauntlet. And if you can make it through the gauntlet, God bless you, because wow, you're a terrific human being that could endure a lot of physical, emotional, mental pain, and that's what I love about his films. It is so raw and so heavy, even from the first shot. His first shots are always, I mean, of course, all shots should set up the film, but his first shot is always the heaviest, and it's already sets the ground rules down of how deep and how dramatic and how intense his film's gonna be. If you see his other films, you will definitely not be disappointed. And as if I couldn't talk about Denis Villeneuve enough, he's gonna be my September auteur for my director series with Chrome Yellow, so definitely wait for that this week. I'm just so excited about his future projects. He already made a film with Jake Gyllenhaal before this called Enemy, and now he has Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal, and so this bromance is continuing, and I can't wait for Enemy to finally be distributed in the US. But I think this is such an important film to see, and I want everyone to go see it, regardless of if it is going to be entered in the Oscars or whatnot. This is one of the best films in 2013, and I'm definitely going to put it down in my list when I make it at the end of the year. So definitely go watch it. You will not be disappointed, and please come talk to me after you watch it, because this is pretty much there's a lot of thinking involved in this movie, and it requires a lot of discussion, and I would love to talk about it. Please follow my Facebook, Blogspot, Twitter, Tumblr. Subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely check out for my director series this week. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Bye.